How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another Battlefield 3 weapon guide. Today we're going to take a look at another close quarters weapon, this time the M417. If you saw just the image of this weapon, you could easily mistake it for an assault rifle, but it's actually a sniper rifle that's found in the recon kit. And to unlock the M417, you need to complete the challenge Team Player, which requires you to get 10 TUGS assists as well as capturing 20 flags. And those flags you can either capture in Conquest, Conquest Assault or Conquest Domination. And Conquest Domination from the new Close Quarters maps is definitely the easiest way to complete that challenge, since the capture rate is much faster and you can often get multiple captures in any game. So let's get started and take a look at some of the M417's general stats. Being a semi-automatic sniper rifle means the power figures are pretty moderate. It's not the highest like the bolt-action sniper rifles, and it's a little bit higher than the SKS in that it does 7 more damage points at close range, and it can reach out much further while maintaining a damage figure of 37.5 as opposed to the SKS's 27. One of the best features of the M417 is its recoil profiles. The recoil on this weapon is virtually non-existent, with just a tad of upwards recoil. Just like the SKS, the capacity of this weapon is 21 rounds, which is really handy since the weapon is semi-automatic, which allows it to be used as a kind of battle rifle and allows you to gun down multiple enemies. And to finish off its stats, the rate of fire is 295 rounds per minute. That's just a tad slower than the rounds per minute of the M39 EBR at 300 rounds per minute, and it's a little bit slower than the SKS that comes in at 333 rounds per minute. But all in all, it all depends on how fast your trigger finger is as to whether you'll be able to clock those figures. So all in all, the M417 is kind of the allied version of the SKS. Between the two, the M417 comes out on top as the battle rifle of the game. I previously did the Marksman loadout, which used the SKS as a kind of battle rifle and allowed you to use the recon class more aggressively. That loadout was created just before the Close Quarters maps came out, so if I was to redo that Marksman loadout nowadays, I'd probably swap the SKS for the M417 since its stats have advantages over the SKS all round. First up, we've got those higher damage figures and longer range, as well as a faster reload time and lower recoil. In my opinion, between the two, the best benefit of the M417 is those recoil values, since with the SKS, with it having quite high side-to-side recoil, you need to equip the foregrip, which decreases your long-range accuracy. But with the M417, there's no need to mess up your accuracy, which is going to allow you to fire out those precise shots and still take out snipers hiding at the side of the map. But let's move on and take a look at my recommendations of a configuration of attachments for your M417 in-game. Like I mentioned in that Marksman loadout, the SKS and now the M417 are more suited for use as a kind of battle rifle as opposed to a traditional sniper rifle where you'd sit back and use one of the long-range optics. While you can still use the long-range optics with these weapons, they're much more suited to being used as more of an aggressive recon role, and with that in mind, one of the lower zoom optics is more suitable. After the iron sights, the first low zoom scope you get your hands on is the Holographic Sight after 50 kills. It's up to you whether you equip the Holographic Sight or the Reflex Red Dot Sight. The only trade-off is you get a larger window to aim through with the Holographic, whereas the Reflex Red Dot Sight has that slightly lower zoom, with the Holographic having 1.5 times and the Reflex Red Dot Sight having 1 times magnification. Both have those really small reticles which can be used to line up your shots precisely to take out those long-range targets. Unlike the SKS, there's no reason to equip the foregrip with this weapon since those recoil profiles are really low. Alternatively, you could go with the bipod, but I found while using this weapon in more of an aggressive approach, I never really had the time to deploy the bipod and stay stationary long enough to make use of it. So my recommendation is just to leave this slot blank. If you are going for more of an aggressive recon approach with this weapon, chances are you're going to run into some bad guys at close ranges, so for the secondary accessory, the laser sight comes in handy, which you get after just 20 kills, and all in all it's just going to decrease that hip fire accuracy, so you can use those 21 rounds to blaze people down from the hip. So that's about it for my guide to the M417. If you're a fan of this weapon or if you just enjoyed my little guide, please drop me a thumbs up down below just to share the video with your friends and give my videos overall more widespread exposure. If you've just stumbled across this video through YouTube search, or if you're new to my channel, then don't forget to subscribe, stick around for plenty more of these Battlefield 3 weapon guides, and you can also check out my Battlefield 3 loadout series to see my recommendations of various classes you could run in game. You can also follow me on Twitter or Facebook if you want to receive notifications of new uploads, as well as my general updates from life beyond YouTube. So thanks very much for watching this video, I'll catch you all later.